What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another Fatal Twisted Tower video on Mkmobile. So, the first time we got to Battle 200, we used this team. Bam. Strike Force Johnny Cage, Klassic Liu Kang, and Injustice 2 Raiden. And it worked like a charm. So, this time, I had a request of somebody saying if I could beat it with gold characters. So what I did was I took those three characters that I used last time and I swapped two of them out for golds equivalent. So I took out Johnny Cage. I put in Klassic Ermac because he has that special 2, which also has a snare. I took out Injustice 2 Raiden and I put in Klassic Smoke because he got that special 2 snare. So those two characters are going to be the equivalent to what I used the first time, except for instead of using 2 diamonds, we got a classic team now, baby. So we're rolling with Klassic Ermac. We're going to use Klassic Liu Kang because his cripple is very vital to making this work and preventing you getting beat down with their specials. And, of course, we're going to go with Klassic Smoke. Let's go a little bit more detail of why I chose these two gold characters to help me out with this Battle 200. First, Klassic Ermac, he has that Team Soul Siphon at the beginning of the match. Takes a little bit of energy from your opponents, which is definitely an extra benefit, along with his special 2 of the snare. Now, Klassic Smoke, he even has even more benefits. Not only does he cause the opponent to go blind if he's in long enough, but he gives classic characters on his team 20% chance to resist all debuffs. And if they resist the debuff, they could pass it back to the opponent. So it's an extra benefit with having these classic characters on the team. The strategy that I was going for in this match is with Liu Kang, we need his cripple. It's very important to prevent them from using their specials because their specials are very strong, they generate fast, and they'll knock you out, and it becomes an endless loop if you don't prevent them from using their specials. Especially with Day of the Dead Kitana, every time a character gets knocked out, the Outworld characters heal, and so it'll be like you didn't do any damage at all. So whatever character you start with, switch characters. That way you use the passive from Liu Kang, which will snare or cripple the opponent. And then once you do that, you bring in Klassic Smoke or Klassic Ermac. That way you could snare them with their special 2, and that locks them in place. And then you could beat them down. Just keep alternating and keep snaring until you knock out the opponent. That is my strategy. And as you've seen, it came into play there. Klassic Smoke got knocked out. I had her down to a third of her power, but then since she knocked him out and she's an Outworld character, she healed and she gained a third of it back. So it set me back a little bit, but we were able to finish the match with at least her having some damage done. That way we can move on to the next set of battles with at least a little bit of damage. So going into the next battle, I was thinking instead of using Liu Kang, I want to do an all gold team and beat him with golds. And I was going to take out Klassic Liu Kang, and I was like, I need how about a power drain? Maybe a power drain will work better than the cripple. So I was going through my characters, double checking, and of course, Kombat Cup Johnny Cage was one of the first characters that came to mind. and he's one of my favorites. I do love me some Kombat Cup Johnny Cage. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll substitute Kombat Cup Johnny Cage for Klassic Liu Kang. That way we have the power drain. We have the snares from the other two. That way it, maybe that'll help me keep the balance from them using their specials, and help me knock them out. Because I know Strike Force Johnny Cage is real fast. So I was like, you know what? Maybe that'll help for me on this one. The start of this round started out perfect. I got the character in that I wanted. It happened to be that Kombat Cup Johnny Cage was the one that first started to generate power. So I switched him, and he also has the gear that gives him the shield at the beginning. So it was perfect. He comes in, he's power draining her, and he's keeping her where she needs. And then she tries to escape. She gets stunned with a soccer ball. Amazing. That lets me bring in the next character that's generating power, which is Klassic Smoke. That way he can generate his special 2 and snare the opponent so that they can't go nowhere. Just so happens that Joker came in, so we got him right where we want him. We got him locked in. Now Klassic Ermac comes in, and he could generate another special 2 to snare the opponent and not let him leave again. So everything's going good. But the only downfall, I would say, with having Kombat Cup Johnny Cage in there is if he doesn't generate the power, you can't power drain the opponent. And so then you're at the mercy of the game, because there's times where it'll bounce back and forth between two characters before it goes to the third character. So if you don't get, in this case, Johnny Cage, you go back in, you can't power drain. And so then you're at the mercy of the game where you might get stuck losing a character and losing progress. So that is why this using Kombat Cup Johnny Cage works. But I think I like the Klassic Liu Kang better because he snares, if you understand what I mean. The last 3 seconds kills it, because those last 3 seconds, Sindel heals. Luckily, Joker didn't heal that much, and so he's at 50% power, but Sindel healed, so now we're back where we were, just with a different character. So I tried that, but I wasn't totally convinced using Kombat Cup Johnny Cage, so I ended up switching back to Klassic Liu Kang. And I was doing this at work on my breaks, and I started playing and I forgot to record. So I did another round, and I was able to almost knock out Joker. And as you can see, Sindel came in, and I was able to get her power down a little bit, but I forgot to record it. That's what I get for trying to multitask, right? But so this is where we're at. After that next round with Klassic Liu Kang, we're on the verge of knocking out Joker, and we have Sindel with a little bit of power down. So we need to work on getting Joker back in there. That way we could knock him out, and then we could we could start with the next character, whichever one pops up next. So for the first 20 seconds of the match, we battle with Sindel, but luckily Joker comes in. He does heavy damage on Klassic Ermac, but Klassic Liu Kang gets the last laugh, knocks him out, and that brings in Day of the Dead Kitana. And out of the two, I would rather knock Day of the Dead Kitana out before Sindel, because she's got that ability to heal when an opponent's knocked out. So if we could get rid of her next, that would make it so much easier going against Sindel, because she won't be able to heal after a character gets knocked out. The only problem with Day of the Dead Kitana is she gets that invulnerability, but even if she gets invulnerability, we're still going to do our snare, even if it doesn't do damage. That way we can lock her in place, because we don't want her to go anywhere. We want to knock her out. With that special 2 from Klassic Ermac, that locked Kitana in place, and now we're just having to beat her down as she's locked in here. And every time we get Klassic Ermac or Klassic Smoke coming in, we want to make sure we do that special 2, because if you don't do it and you waste it, but with the special 1, she has the opportunity to not get snared and sneak out of here. But that's why we put in 2 characters with the snare, because if you only get 1, you don't know when you're going to get that character to come back in to build up the special 2. So that's why we put in 2 characters with the snare ability. That way the odds are better for us to get our special 2 and prevent the character from trying to escape. Huge setback for us on the end of that battle. Day of the Dead Kitana crushing our hopes of getting her out in that battle, and basically puts us back at ground zero for the next battle. I was trying to get Klassic Liu Kang out and get Klassic Smoke in, but she got in that one more hit, and my Klassic Liu Kang is not maxed out, so she took advantage. She knocked him out, and now she's pretty much healed. So all the work we did, wasted. So now we got to go back, start again. Again, after spending the first 20 seconds of the match with Sindel, Kitana decides to come back in. She tries to lay a little hit on Klassic Ermac, but we are ready for her, and we're going to go ahead and do Liu Kang special 2 that stuns her. And now we're just trying to keep those hits coming, keep her busy. That way we switch characters and hopefully get that special 2 built up. I don't care about the invulnerability right now. All I want to do is keep her in the match. That way we could lock her in place. As you see, she had the invulnerability, but it doesn't prevent us from doing the snare and locking her in place. So the job is done. Now we need to beat her down with everything we got. That way we can get rid of this girl, because she is a pain in the butt, let me tell you. That's what I'm talking about. We did the plan, we executed it, and we got her right where we want her. She's almost knocked out. We kept alternating every time we got our characters in. Every time we got Klassic Ermac or Klassic Smoke in, we busted out that special 2 just to make sure she wasn't going nowhere. And we are very close to knocking her out. So now we'll deal with Sindel at the beginning of the match. Hopefully another 20 seconds, and then she jumps back in. That way we can finish her off, and then all we'll have to do is deal with Sindel. Just what we needed. 10 seconds into the match and Kitana's already in. So now we need to make sure that we snare her. That way she doesn't go anywhere, because even though it's a little bit of power, she'll probably try to jump out right away. So we need to take care of this woman before it's too late. Awesome. We were able to get a special 2 with Liu Kang. He hits it, and Day of the Dead Kitana's gone. 2 out of 3 done, and now all we have left is Sindel. Lots of time left on the clock. Hopefully we could knock her out without wasting another battle, but let's see how we do it. What? Are you serious? Did you see that? That was the combo ender. How did that not count? Look, that should have counted. That was part of the combo ender. I don't know why we didn't end the battle with the win right there. I don't know how that could be a defeat. Mick, Tyler, I demand a recount. Cannot believe that wasn't a victory. You got lucky, girl. Cheating. Cheater. But in the end, it doesn't matter. We're going to get the job done because she's got like a sliver of health. I'm going to get Ermac to sneeze all over her, and she's just going to fall over. And just like that, we are finished. We got the job done with our classic team, with Klassic Ermac, Klassic Smoke, Klassic Liu Kang. 2 characters we placed with that were diamonds at the beginning. We replaced them with 2 golds. And the most important part of those 2 team members was that they had the snare ability. Klassic Liu Kang we kept in there because his cripple, whether he's in or not, is very beneficial. Doesn't matter what level fusion you have. I think as long as you have him on your team, it can make it easier. But it can be done with Kombat Cup Johnny Cage, I believe. He's got that power drain ability, and he's pretty quick. and he has a soccer ball that has a chance to prevent them from escaping. So I think that helps too. Let me know in the comments down below which characters you beat it with. Diamonds, gold. Let me know if this video helped you at all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. I know there's other places you go, but I appreciate you coming here. Stay tuned, stay safe, and game on, baby.